Get bent, stud. Well, thank you. Okay, and now these. Looks like a little dude. Looks like a little Among Us, doesn't it? Among Us. I don't even play that game. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's working on the clock. Oh, okay. Oh, neat.
The nipple clock.
Mm. Yeah. Wow. Pretty much PG-13 went out the window around tongue, but
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
I think
Shit. Sorry, seeing it in writing makes me laugh.
I know. Ooh, llamas. Oh, why you?
Because these things suck.
Well,
Wandering traders are the worst thing to ever happen to this kid.
really? So we're
Yes.
just gonna bully him?
Yes. Get cyberbullied, you stupid wandering trader. Get out of here.
All right. Happy Saturday, everybody. Good morning. Charles Cheeserton III is the Phantom Menace today. Oh, I guess I got to turn this on, huh? Hello. There we go. Here I am. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm well. Good morning, Charles. I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing fine. I'm doing just fine. I'm so glad it's Saturday. I'm so glad it's the weekend. It's going to be too short, as it normally is, but I'm glad. Next week should be very nice. We've got all of our people back next week. So Mrs. Nonder here. I know it's hers because it's way too long to be mine. I don't even know if you can see it. Just put that over here for now. How was your week, Charles? Was it pretty boring still? I'm going to swap the camera view real quick. Oh, not that one. Hi. This one. Seemed long. Yeah, see, I have the opposite problem. Mine always seem... I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm always like, please, can it please be the weekend? But I'm always like not feeling like I have enough time. Work starts picking up again soon. Nice. You need a good balance. I feel like there's a right balance for it. And it's where you're not too busy to where you can't take a breath occasionally. And you're not too dead that you're just bored out of your mind. Because there's nothing worse than just running out of clock, you know? At least I think so. Tilt you a little bit that way. Much better. Much better. But anyway, enough about work. We talk about work all week long during the pre-work coffee hour. I don't want it to become a work venting session, but that's kind of what it's been lately, and I hope that's cool with everybody. Because I just keep hitting the wrong button there. But it's also a space where you can vent about your work as well, you know? Doesn't have to just be mine. All right, here it is. Yeah, screw work. Let's play Lego. So I was out last weekend. But Kay said that he put an extra piece on this creation, and he said, let's play a game. Find the one extra piece I put on it. And I literally found it. It's right here. It's this circle piece right here. And it wasn't that hard to find. By the time I sat down, I saw it, took a picture of it, and sent it to him. And I was like, it's this one. And he goes, dang it, that was fast. I was like, hey, I've been looking at this a lot. I know what kind of feels out of place. Yeah, big news over Russia. Wagner Group is rebelling. I wonder what's gonna come of that. Try not to get too hopeful about it, but all right. Hopefully it ends in Ukraine being able to gain some ground, you know? We'll see. We will see. So I'm going to start with the wave today. I figured first off, whoa. I dropped it. Hold on. Can I get it with my foot? I got it. So I figured I was going to start with the base here, right? I think white is the way to go on the base. Because then we got the order from Lego. From the brick picker. Did you know that Lego does brick picking? Like, you can buy singular pieces from Lego directly. They have a partner program for here in the States that if you pick the bricks that are in the partner program, I think it's called partner program. It might be called something else. Don't quote me on that. I'll look it up later. But those only take like 5 business days to get to you. It was less for me. I ordered it on the weekend and they ended up getting here on Wednesday. I thought they'd arrive on Friday, but they ended up getting here. Oh no, I ordered on the Thursday before. So it's still a little bit less than 5 business days, but I guess technically it was 4. So not a lot less. But anyway, it was great, okay? If they didn't have the piece and you had to order it from Lego directly, it would have taken like almost 30 business days because it would be coming from Billund. So, but anyway, yeah, I got all these pieces here. These are the pieces that will make the wave. I hope I have enough. Looking at it now, I'm hoping that this is the case, but we'll see. So I figured I'd start the bottom. So it's ocean water, right? And as I learned last week firsthand, the ocean isn't always blue, especially waves. They have a lot of that sea foam, which is why you see a lot of these white pieces here, and a lot of clear versus just blue. But I tried to get some blue elements in there as well. Turn that down just a little bit more. Okay. So I think I'm going to start with filling in some of these with white. I hope that's the right call. But then on top of it, of course, I'm going to be putting these pieces. So shouldn't be too bad. Go this way. Man, this is not wanting to connect. What's going on with you? Yeah, sometimes you just gotta work at it. This one's kind of discolored. I'm gonna wait on that one. All right. What's everybody getting into this weekend? Charles is probably playing Diablo 4. I'd bet money on that. I know Spooky's supposed to go live this morning. Something to do with those Lord of the Rings cards that he was getting. So if he's live by the time we're done, we'll definitely be raiding Spooky. If he's not live by the time we're done, I'll be sad. But, you know, it is what it is. Get in there. I really hope white's the right call here. I didn't think about it too much, if I'm being honest. I think I might need my bag of white pieces. I might be running out. Yeah, I might need to grab. I might need to grab my other bag of white. Hang on, I'll be right back. White bag. One second. There it is. I need a better sorting system for sure. For sure I do. All right. There's a lot of discolored white in here, unfortunately, so I'm going to try to avoid using it as much as I can. I was going to buy these pieces for Bricklink, but I found that like navigating and using Bricklink is just not a great experience. Having to find a dealer who has the piece that you want in the quantity that you want and not having to get it from several different dealers. I found it to be a lot harder than I thought it would. Bricklink was the first place I went, right? That's just what you do when you need pieces. But yeah, I found it to be incredibly cumbersome, and no one had the amount of pieces that I needed. And then I just happened to, I actually almost, there's a couple of dealers on Amazon that almost had some of what I needed. And I was like, I guess I'm just going to have to place an order with these guys, even though it seemed like they were really expensive. And then I don't remember how I found it. I guess maybe I just Googled it. Or no, I was on the Lego website, I think, drooling over some set. And I saw a setting that said pick a brick. And I was like, wait a minute, pick a what? And as soon as I opened it up, I knew. I was like, oh, this is exactly what I need. My hair is just a mess today. Sorry. Well, what's going on with me today? I think I need a haircut. It's just getting a little bit too long. Starts to act up. All right. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. I can't get underneath that. Ooh. Curious. Maybe the round pieces? No, they probably won't have enough of a lip. Oh, they will actually. Okay. All right. I mean, most of this, as we get further over this way, most of this is going to be covered by these pieces. So it's not as important. See, that's the problem here, though. Oh, that piece will work. What was I thinking? Oh, well, I'm going to leave it now. I don't want to have to try to pull it up now. I will pull this one up, though. Do I have one that's that length? This one right here. Yes, please. Please and thank you. So I think the key is getting something that you can go under this stud right here know if this is making sense, if you can see what I'm dealing with here. Oh, the whole thing just shifted. All right, there we go. That's fine. This is fine. Yeah, we're good. We're good. That's fine. It's pretty sturdy still. Makes me wonder if I can just put a 2x4 or 2x2. Yeah. That was a pretty satisfying chunk. All right. There we go. That is going to be the base right there for the water. There will be more white elements that we'll use eventually here. And we're going to start next on some of the water. Okay. All right. So I'm a little nervous because I feel like I've hyped up this wave. This wave better be good. I think it will be good. I think it's going to be excellent. Okay, so here's the idea, okay? They're going to be dueling on this side right here, close towards this edge. The wave, because I have this piece coming off the side, the wave is going to start low, and I'm going to slowly build it up until it crescendos up here at the top.
Egg.
Thank you for the eggs, Pirate Eggs. Good morning. How you doing? So the wave kind of crescendos here at the top. Almost, if it could meet
water. It's a roundhouse kick of hydration.
I knew it was coming. If it could meet kind of like right in front of them, to where when you're looking at it straight on, you'll like see them sort of through the wave, or at least in the wave. That's my plan. Cheers. Good morning, Pirate Eggs. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the protein. I need it. All right. So I think over here, I'm going to start with blue over here. Blue is kind of going to be on the bottom. And I'm hoping that the white kind of poking through will give us sort of a cool, I don't know if I'd call it sea foam, but kind of sea foam. Move this up a little bit. Oop. This is just first layer. First layer of the dark blue. I probably got more dark blue. I should have probably gotten some of these plates as white, but I might have some in the collection that I can use as well. We'll see. Oh, what'll be the problem is when I get here. That will be a problem. Okay. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I think I could review my order. I don't remember exactly how many I got, but it was about anywhere between 200 and 400 of each of these types of pieces. Okay. Did that seal? Okay, I think so. I might just should I do blue all down here? Oops, that's a clear one. I might need to check. Hold on. Let's go ahead and check how many pieces I got. because I don't recall. I think these blue ones I might have gotten quite a bit of. And if that's the case, then I might do the whole thing with a blue surface and then go from there. Let me check my email real quick. I don't have my email on here. Do I really not have my email on here? I can't check my phone because I'm using my phone. Hold on. Pick a brick. Where's the email? There we go. There's the receipt. So I got the plate 1x2s. I think I just got 200 of these. Doesn't tell me the colors on the receipt. I'd have to match up the part numbers. But I think I only got 200 of those. And the clear, I think I got 400. And the 1x's, I got 400. The 1x rounds, rather. So all of this here, this is a total of 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,400 pieces. This cost $95.26 with tax. I don't know if that's great price per piece or whatever you want to call it, but it's it is what it is. I think it was the best option for getting these. Okay, so if that's the case, I should probably start to be a little bit creative here. Otherwise, I'm going to run out pretty fast. Excuse me. I think... No, I think this is the right call. I think this is the right call to put the deep blue down. I'm gonna go with my gut here. Worst case scenario, we tear it all apart, you know. And kind of rotate the direction that they're facing, so that it kind of looks like it's churning a little bit. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's going to be super interesting when I get to the more technical part of it. So let's just fill this in as quickly as we can so we can get to the fun bit, you know? You know, when you look at 200, 400, it seems like a lot, right? And then when you start putting the pieces down, you're like, I think that's going to go pretty fast, actually. But if we have to do another order, we have to do another order, you know? If you'd like to support the Lego Habit and more streams like this, feel free to subscribe. You can use your Amazon Prime if you want. I don't mind. Free money, right? I try to take every bit of income that comes in from the stream to put back into the stream. So every time I get like that little Twitch payment, I tried to get something for the stream and for the setup that will help improve what we're doing here. Whether that's like a new Lego set that we're going to build on stream, or whether it is little pieces that I need to get in order to build the creation that we're working on. Hopefully I won't have to do that a lot. I have a lot of pieces, but I have a ton of pieces, but I don't have a ton of these, like these translucent pieces. I don't know how anyone could have a lot of these in their collection. I don't know what set could possibly be out there that would have it's interesting. That would have included the sheer amount that you would need. So you'd almost have to do pick a brick for something like that. Okay. Okay, good. The music is still going through. Oh, when you take a couple of days off, you get worried about all your Twitch settings, whether or not they're still good. Or especially if your brother-in-law has watched your house for the weekend. Make sure he didn't change your Twitch key to stream to his own channel. Oh, come on. So these pieces are going to be a little bit of a problem. I'm not super worried about it after the wave is built, because this section here, this right-hand section, is really going to be covered quite a bit. In fact, I did a lot of detail work on this right here that you're probably not going to be able to see after the wave, or at the very least, it's not going to be a focal point, so you're not going to notice the details anyway. But, you know, I don't do things halfway. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all the way. Okay. There it is. Yeah, so that's going to be a problem. I didn't think that through. Nothing will fit in there. Hey, Darth Torlin, how's it going? Yeah, it's Lego time, man. How you been doing? What you up to? I saw you go live the other day. I've had a time and a half at work, so I couldn't jump in, but I feel that. Enough said. I'm trying to stay hydrated here. 1 second. There we go. Okay. So there's the base. It did what I was hoping it would do. With the white underneath, kind of makes this even a little bit lighter of a blue. It's still too perfect for an ocean though, right? But now starts the fun part. Here's where the fun begins. Okay. We're going to take... So here's the idea for the wave, right? By using elements... here, let me grab the one that I worked on before. So with the limited amount of collection I have, this is kind of what I was working on for the wave. You're going to take a lot of these little bits here. Sort of like this. And then off of this, you can bring a piece like that. I'm going to be sprinkling in some of the white, But my idea is that towards the top where it kind of starts getting foamy, that's where more white is going to come into play. Yep, we're doing the wave. I built the Dom's Dodge car from Fast and Furious yesterday. How was that build? That seems like it'd be pretty fun, right? All those car builds are actually really cool. I like them. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's not do white yet. Did I get a lot of clear rounds? I guess I didn't get any clear rounds. Okay. I thought I did. Let's see. Whoa. You don't like how they built the roof? Is it a little too, what's the right word? Fragile? So basically, I'm just kind of building on top, using the round plates as sort of a way to... Whoops. To build up. Like that. Maybe a little bit of white in there. Sorry, I'm building off screen there a little bit. Whoa, it's falling apart. Okay, hang on. I gotta get the I gotta get this down first. Good morning, Big Mofo. Wave or wave? Either one. The wave abides. Hard to get Dom in the car too. The minifig and the windshield are too close. Oh, it actually came with a minifig too? Dang. I thought it was one of those scale ones like the Creator series. Kind of like the Mustang. Okay, let's try this again. So if I put these on here. Sorry, I know I'm building off stream there. Hard finding the wave, is it hard? I basically just now started on some of the actual wave part. I'm gonna start small, okay? Gonna start small and go and kind of work my way up from there, so that it's not too much of a big deal. But I think once I get like the process down, I think it's gonna be fine. Oh, come on, these keep slipping. It is a little harder working with these smaller pieces than I thought it would be. I almost feel like I don't have enough light. I'm gonna up the light a little bit. Oops, that's the wrong direction. I just got a little wider, but you know. Why is the ocean always blue? Answer: because the shore never waves back. Aw, because it's sad. That's a good one. No, I like it. I like it. Ah, come on. It keeps falling apart. I guess I gotta add another. Why did this seem so easy on my prototype? I was like, oh yeah, this is a piece of cake. This will be fine. Did I have to do that? Yeah, I think I'm just not getting the Let's see. Okay, let's start with a dark blue. I'm just going to try to replicate what I did before. Ooh, these are tempting to use my teeth on, but I'm not going to do it, okay? It's not going to happen. Okay. So then you can put a piece down like this. You should be able to put another piece at an angle. Just a slight angle, you know? Okay. Why does it seem like it's so dark here? I know on screen it doesn't look like it, but man, it feels like it's dark in here. I should probably turn on my ceiling light. Woodsy! You made it. Good morning. Okay, so technically that should still be fine though. Okay, and then we'll put a piece like this right here. Now we're getting somewhere. I need to slow down. Okay. That can continue. Can I continue with one? So you have to use these round pieces in order to let you like move the piece off a little bit. Does that make sense? Because if you back up a square piece to a square piece, it just is gonna line it up instead of rounding it like you want. See? So I think I'm gonna just start by making a bunch of small ones like this. And they're gonna go essentially like here, right? And I'm gonna slowly build up, making bigger and bigger and bigger ones until we get to the top. So the question I have next, and maybe you all can help me with this, is how exactly I'm going to be attaching this to the bottom. So there has to be a mechanism that is... And granted, I did not think this through that much, but it might have to be something like this. How I'm going to hide this, I'll get creative about it, okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I got this. I hope. Up in time for once.
Cabbage.
Hey, I just said in Discord this morning, sleep is important, man. You do what you gotta do. You take care of yourself first, and then I'll be here, you know? I'm gonna be here regardless. I mean, I'm gonna get up early on a Saturday regardless. This is the Ray and Kylo scene. It is, yep. So here it is so far. I don't know if you've seen what we've done on it so far, but here's what it looks like so far. The thing that's really gonna seal this is this wave. If I can nail this element of a wave all the way up and crescendoing up here, it's gonna be, it's basically the make or break of the entire mock, you know? It's time to shine, you know? And cover that with a white. There we go. All in the water CGI. Exactly. Am I going to be able to sell it, you know? It's like Avatar and the Way of Water. If the water isn't good, nobody's going to see it, you know? So I don't like how bulky that looks. But maybe I can hide it even more by doing even more building onto the wave. Maybe start like this. Yeah. Yeah, that'd work. Problem is I don't know how many of those types of pieces I have. So we'll see. All right, so you see that? If you're focused in. There we go, there we go. I think that'll work. I'll add another layer right here. And I think the only thing I'm going to change here is I'm going to add one more thing like this. That's too much. That'd probably be fine. And then this one. I just want to kind of have sort of a little peak here instead of just a rounded off edge. Take that one. And one more. Okay. What do we think? This is just a small one. Obviously, the other ones will get much bigger. Get you. I don't know. I don't know. Something about it just feels less. I really think that it's the way that I'm connecting it is feeling kind of bulky. Does that make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense to y'all. I'm just getting a feeling that, like, I don't even know how I'm going to pop any of these off. I kind of wanted to just pop one of these off real quick. Rats. I thought that might work. There's going to be a lot of trial and error on the wave. I can feel it already, but I know we'll get there. I'm confident. I can't get any of these off. I was kind of wondering if I went one lower, so where it kind of sunk into the water a little bit. Didn't work. But man, it's going to be hard to get these pieces off. Oh, well then, I mean, that wouldn't work anyway. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I didn't say anything. Let me get a little bit closer here. Focus on my hand, please. There we go. That look weird. Something's just off. I'm just gonna start this one over. I'm gonna start with dark blue this time. Do you get what I mean? I don't even know if anybody else like got the sense. It just didn't. It didn't. I wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling it for some reason. Excuse me. Okay, take this. You get it. You get it. Woodsy gets it. Woodsy gets it. Try to build in here as much as I can so you can see. Whoop. The round corners allow you to move it a little bit. But also, look at, yeah, see how that's not quite connecting? So you can only get just a little bit of a movement. Just a little, oops. Geez, working with these small elements is gonna be challenging. Just at a slight angle, right? See, now the more you use, okay. Okay. Feeling that a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere now. It's okay if it looks a little like, lack of a better word, wavy. Wow. Crap. We need a motor under the board to have moving water. Yeah, that's pretty fancy right there. I don't know if I'm that fancy. I keep dropping these little round elements. I'm trying to my best to simulate like a moment frozen in time. You know? Oops. It's the only thing holding this whole thing together. A little bit of white on top. Sorry, I keep building off camera. Okay. Do we like that any better? Why isn't that working? There you go. Howdy, hey. Good morning, Clumsy. There's something about it, Woodsy. There's something about it that I'm not sold on yet. Yeah, I think you're right that if I put a bunch of them, you'd probably be like, oh, that's cool. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Sad to hear about the submersible, but glad no one suffered. Me too. Okay, listen. Here's my hot take on the millionaires, billionaires. Okay. No matter how horrible someone is, and I don't know anything about these people. I do know that in order to get some of the kind of money we're talking about, you have to be pretty, your morals have to be pretty loose. But like the thought of them being trapped in a sub, lost, knowing that they're going to run out of oxygen in this tiny little capsule for like, what was it? Like they had like 96 hours or something of oxygen. Morning, Levi. How you doing? The terror that would cause is just was the only thing I could really think about. I got a little too, not obsessed, but just a little too like in my head about what that would feel like. And the only thought going through my head over and over and over again was, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Yeah, that's just deeply unsettling to think about. So while I get the jokes about like, haha, billionaires are dying, I understand where that's coming from. I know the angst that's coming from. I know that the unfairness of our system is what is at fault for that. But I just couldn't. Like, I couldn't myself make a joke about it right now. It just felt too... I literally would not wish that on my worst enemy. I'm not mad at anybody making jokes, Woodsy. Like I have really good friends who like joked about it, and I didn't correct them. I didn't sit here and be like, oh, actually, you shouldn't do that. I didn't do all that. But I just couldn't bring myself to kind of like gloat in it at that time. Now learning that it was most likely such an instant death. I don't want them to be dead, but knowing that it was such an instant thing and so likely just a huge implosion that just vaporized everything inside. It's not that I'm going to go joke about it now, but I felt a slight relief, honestly. And I don't know these people. I don't know them. I don't owe them nothing, anything like that. So at the same time, I understand the jokes. I never wanted to tell somebody that they shouldn't joke about it, because you're allowed to joke about whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not one of those guys. But it just felt weird for us to be up on the surface gloating while down below you're like, please, someone like rescue me. Like I'm just slowly fading out, panicking. 5 people in this tiny little thing, breathing CO2, hallucinating, expelling. Like it just didn't feel right to me. So as much as like I think there's a lot of millionaires and billionaires who are not very good moral people, I still wouldn't wish that on them. I still wouldn't. And I think at this point, I still wouldn't make a joke about it, but that's just me. Welcome, Levi. Came at the right time. That's just how I felt. Now that it's kind of over and that they might not ever recover any other parts other than just pieces. Now that that's over, it's kind of like, well, I am relieved for them that it was quick. The better way to go, they would have most likely never known. I agree. I agree with that. And then I can also criticize that like they took all of these shortcuts in making this thing, and a lot of stupidity was involved. So like I'm not sitting here wishing that they were. I do wish that they were smarter. But yeah, like, controlling it with a Logitech controller, which, that's a reliable controller right there. I had that same controller for a very long time. Kind of didn't think they made it anymore. But Yeah, there's nothing really to recover. It belongs down there now. Yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of like, I hope I'm doing a good job explaining it. I'm on the side of like, I think that the rich, especially in this country, are needlessly wasteful, and they should be taxed more. Like, I'm on that side. I'm on there. I'm with you. I just couldn't bring myself to like gloat over the potential, not just death, but like literal horrible, horrific suffering. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. That's not what I felt during that. I felt pity more than anything else. And really, for our enemies, isn't that like the greatest thing that we could do? Is not to send them our hatred, not to send them violence, not to wish upon them one of probably the worst ways to die, but to pity them and understand that like they're not really going to have a great human experience because everything's been handed to them. Yeah, don't even get me started about the 19-year-old. Holy cow. Yeah, the 19-year-old was rough, who didn't want to go. And I don't know, I mean, maybe he was a piece of crap too, but at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care who they were. Even the worst person in the world would deserve the dignity of a quick death, Like, jeez. So, now that it's kind of over and everybody is fairly confident that what happened was very quick and, relatively painless, because it could have been just a couple of seconds. Like Hank Green did a TikTok about it, and he's just like talking about the mechanics of it, and it's like a bunch of bombs facing one direction, and that direction is in, and it just down to a molecular level would have just completely vaporized. I was like, okay, I feel it's still sad. I don't really have a lot. I don't know these people. I don't have a lot of sympathy beyond, oh, wow, that's sad. That's about as far as my sympathy goes. Especially given who they were. But I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be morally superior than anyone else either. Don't get me wrong. If you made a joke about it and you're in here, and you think I'm calling you out, I'm not calling you out. Again, I fully understand the social and economic stuff that's going on right now that would lead people to be like, too bad, so sad, don't care. I didn't really care per se. I just was like, that seems really rough. A rough way to go. And I wouldn't want anyone to go through that. So I hope that all makes sense. I love you all. If you found humor in it, just know I don't judge you for that. I understand. I get you. I just didn't myself partake in that. I hope that makes sense. The synapses in the brain wouldn't have been able to register anything before it happened quicker than the speed of sound. Exactly. They might have had some time where they knew, like, oh, shoot, like something's wrong. But that's better than sitting down there for like 3 days or 2 days and just slowly running out of oxygen and slowly panicking and having it all slowly set in. That's the part that's just unconscionable, Yeah. It's wild. I'm just kind of, as I'm talking, I'm just kind of playing around here until I find the right formula for this. And I think I'm almost there. So probably like the less I think about it, the better. So let's just keep talking. At the end of the day, it's their money, their choice. We may not like it, but it's fair. Well, and I mean, they signed a waiver saying you could die several times. So, yeah, probably. The waves will probably end up being a little bit different here and there. just over the course. I'm really just trying to nail down, since I have the pieces now, I'm just trying to nail down the sense and the scale. I kind of want to go ahead and try to build a big one and see what happens. You know? I also signed death waivers for my MTB, but I also don't expect to die. Yeah. Yeah, when you go to the parks. True. Yeah, all of us just think, oh yeah, that's just standard legal practice to cover their butts in the event something were to happen. I'm liking the stability of this one so far. I kind of want to follow through on this and just see how much of a curve I can get on it. It's also way more in control because I'm the one riding. They didn't have any control. Yeah. Yeah. True. It's just why I don't think you'll also notice I don't make a lot of jokes about. I think the joke "eat the rich" is probably fine, because I don't think it's meant literally. But I think if some people take that literally, then I might have some stuff to say. But like, the guillotine jokes. That's all I'm really gonna say about it. The guillotine jokes. You know the guillotine jokes? Everybody knows the guillotine jokes, right? I don't like those. Because, like, I would never do that. Like, I don't care how bad it's been and how horrible I guess a guillotine's not like a horrible way to go. It would be quick, right? Although you'd see it, you'd have the sentencing and you'd see it coming. Anyway, I'm not about a violent reaction to unfair circumstances, Well, it's just along the lines of the eat the rich, right? With the next step in eat the rich is first you put them on a, So just look through like any rich person's replies on Twitter's, and you'll probably see a picture of a guillotine at some point. That's a cool wave. Some cool motion right there. Let's keep going. Oh, Koro. It's about to get unhinged up in here. Hello. Good morning. OMG. Hi. Long time no see. So yeah, no hate to anybody who made jokes during this time and thought that it was funny and thought that it was warranted. I understand. We just got to we all have our own morals about this kind of stuff, It's an exaggeration, but understandable. Yeah, I think so too. None of it is meant actually literally. I'm sure some people probably mean it literally, but love the new setup. Well, thank you. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that wave. It's wavy. It's so wavy. See, Woodsy's got it. That wave is looking wavy. Yeah, we're talking about Titan a little bit as I'm kind of playing around with different wave designs, which is not looking too shabby. Oh, actually, hold on. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I think this will work. Okay, so the key is keep me distracted. Don't let me think too much about it, because if I think too much about it, I get in my head and it doesn't work. But if I just build, it works out. Patent this wave. To be fair, I did sort of steal the design from someone else. I will credit them. In fact, did I take a picture of it already? Let me see. I think I put it in the Discord. I put it in the Discord under the Lego channel a couple weeks back. Let me find it. Yes. So basically it's this guy. This is essentially a similar pattern. It's not exactly the same, but it's a similar pattern using like these little stud things. I'll have to find out who that was though to give them credit. What kind of these two are kind of similar ideas, right? Mine is better. Oh, thank you. I am going for a more turmoil-esque. You'll notice a lot in the movie, like a lot of it is just really, really like foamy and white and gross. And the Galveston Ocean that I was at recently also made me realize that like I gotta try to not go so blue and go more clear and white and maybe this lighter blue like this. So we'll see. Let's see. People comparing it to the refugees who have died at sea that nobody is searching for has made me quite sad. Yeah, we made this thing about millionaires more interesting than other real issues. I'm on board with that too. The more I've read about it, the more I'm like, there's just no way anybody would have consented to getting into that thing. Well, they signed it. Whether or not they were led astray about how well it operated, that's a whole different story, right? I should have kind of kept these whites out, but that's fine. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm overthinking again. Quit it. Quit thinking. Just do it. Well, I am glad to hear, and Cora, we were talking right before you came in, but I am glad to hear that it seems as if it was quick. It was very quick. They weren't sitting at the bottom of the ocean, like running out of air slowly. That's the part I just got so in my head about. I couldn't bring myself to... I just couldn't bring myself to think too much about it. Otherwise, I would have just... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. People used it before. I guess that's why others feel comfortable. Oh, yeah. I tell you, ever since COVID, I'm deeply skeptical about things that require people to be highly specialized to run. Like I used to think I want to go on a cruise, and I might still sometime. Mrs. Nanda really wants to go on a cruise, but like I'm just like paranoid that like they're gonna have somebody running this stuff that is like barely qualified, and it's gonna all fall apart, and it's gonna be when I'm on it. You know, I don't know. Again, I can't think of many ways that I would not like to go, and drowning is amongst them. I'm imagining an implosion. They would have passed immediately from pressure change. Yeah, Hank Green did a video. I think it was either Hank or the other one, talking about like the amount of pressure we're talking about is basically just like focusing all these bombs inside, and it just instant vaporization in seconds. So that does make me feel better, to the extent where now I'm not thinking about people suffocating in an ocean, you know, in a tube at the bottom of the ocean. You know? COVID taught us how little control we actually have basically in any situation. Yes, I had this weird assumption in my brain that I didn't know that I had until COVID hit, that like I assumed that like everybody is really highly competent. It was basically everyone except me was really good at what they do. Which I know is not a healthy way to look at it. Everybody else is really great at what they do, but not me. And then I learned that kind of like, you know, as you see things sort of break down around you, you're like, there are qualified and important people, sure. Holy cow, this is a cool wave. But there were few and far between, you know. Fewer and further between than I thought. There we go. Yeah, that's what I mean, Cora. It's comforting to me. I say comforting, but just at least I'm able to now take it out of my mind and be like, okay, so stupid millionaire, billionaire, whatever it is, did something stupid, wasn't properly prepared, had an accident, died. That's sad, but I can live with that, you know? And after a couple of weeks, I would have been able to live with it even if it happened that other way. But again, I just want to be clear. I'm not telling anybody not to make jokes about it. I'm completely fine. I understand where it's coming from. People shouldn't be surprised, and I'm not. I've been on this earth long enough to not be surprised that people are upset that you know, a bunch of rich people got a bunch of attention when, in order to get that kind of money, we all pretty much agree you're going to have to be a little unscrupulous in your morals. But I don't blame any of you for if you make a joke about it, if you find it funny. In fact, now it's probably funnier. Now I almost feel like it's like, okay, it's probably okay now. Now that we know what happened, it just felt so weird to me to think about somebody at the bottom of the ocean, disconnected from everything, and then if they knew, they could look up at the surface and just see people laughing at them. Like, I couldn't. I think I'd put the big H guy in something like that. You know what I mean? You know the guy I'm talking about? No, like, I don't think I'd put him through that. I think I'd just, you know, so that's all I mean. That's it. I'm not trying to pretend to be any more, like, morally superior than anybody else, Koro, or, like, you know, that, and saying that anyone else wasn't kind. It was just mentally a weird time for me, which is odd in and of itself. Like, why did I even feel that way? I don't know. I don't know why I felt that way about it. I did. I probably need therapy, guys. Unless there's some issue showing beforehand, but as far as we know, they're just 1.5 hours deep into the dive with no issue, and then just boom. Yeah. There's a YouTuber I watch daily who is a diver and was actually supposed to be on one of the trips down, but it got canceled due to the weather and maintenance. And the next planned trip, it imploded, so he died. Wow. Yeah, you definitely dodged that. For sure. He put out a very nice video that gives a close look for those who are interested. Now we know they died instantly. We make a horror movie when they didn't die instantly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I could see that. I could totally see that being a thing. I'm a karma guy, so the little H guy would get all he had coming from me. Yeah. I can, and see, this is where I am with it. I can understand somebody saying that. Also, people like me were not truly affected by that particular event. So, like, I would step aside and allow justice to take its course. But I think in instances like that, I think quick and, you know, I think quick's the way to go. I don't know. I think compassion is something our world's increasingly lacking. I agree with you there, 100%. At the same time, okay, I saw some articles that I also didn't agree with from people who were like, ugh, these leftists and these liberals are just making fun of people who are dying, and how dare they, and so much for the tolerant left. And it's like, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. So don't it's so hard to be in a spot where you're like, I don't really agree with you, but we sort of agree, but we agree for different reasons, and I don't like your reasons, so I'd rather not be associated with your reasons, you know? Yeah. Oh, you know it. Based on true events. Just sitting in the bottom of the ocean. I did think it would be kind of a cool time. You know, there's been a lot of talk about aliens lately. Been a ton of talk about aliens, and a lot of people are starting to suspect that it has something to do with the ocean. Um, and the fact that like that's how like the aliens are sort of hiding from us is they're diving down into the ocean where we can't detect them, and then they're coming up, doing reconnaissance, and going back down. Right? That's one theory. It would have been really cool if the aliens decided to reveal themselves to humanity by saving a sub full of millionaires. It would have been a really weird, like, this is how you do it? This is it? WTF, this isn't even a political matter. They make everything political. And, you know, I hate divisive articles like that. I do too. I hate that as well. Where they just, like, first off, they just generalize and lump everybody together. Because I saw one person who identified as a liberal or a leftist and are like, that must be what the left thinks. As if we aren't a diverse group of people who all think different things about issues. This feels good, by the way. To rub your finger against this? I shouldn't do that. It feels good, though, okay? A Titanic ghost story. Yeah, so like it'd be cool if like they see UFOs down there and they like help them to the surface and they come back to the surface with a story about aliens. That would have been really, I would have, given what's going on now, I would have believed that. All right. Am I losing the plot here? Jonah Part 2. Jonah 2 Electric Boogaloo. All right. It's going to take so much tweaking. Sorry, I'm building off camera again. Let's go ahead and give you a focus. This is what I was doing. It does feel really good. But no comments here. Yeah, nice texture. Yeah, it feels like smooth. Smooth. Good little fidget piece. There you go. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Yeah. Yeah. Morning, Coleman. How's it going, buddy? It gets harder the further up you get. It's kind of like a little puzzle. I kind of thought it would be easier, honestly. Oh, here we go. Get the water bottle out. Wherever Coleman pops up, Koro isn't too far behind. It's interesting. I should be able to take this piece. Yeah, continue the wave, baby. Give me that wave. Excellent. I'm just gonna see how big I can get. I think that's the goal. Ayo. And then I think I can also, yeah, because this is really flexible. Look how flexible that is. I can kind of. I'm still in bed. How's everyone doing this morning? Like, I just woke up to this. Surviving and thriving. I'm doing pretty good. I'm so glad that it's the weekend. Ugh. Work. Next week should be better. One of my guys is back. I won't have to be covering for him. We have guys, I'm kind of excited, okay? We have a new person who started this week. And I got to meet him, and I got to tell you, I like him. I like them. Like, I can get a pretty good sense for people the second that I meet them. And I'm just, the whole time before I met him, I'm just hoping, please don't be a douche nozzle. Like, please just be like a reasonable human being. Don't be one of those bros. Like, I want just a normal dude. You know? And the second he walked in and I looked at him and shook his hand, I was like, I think we're going to be fine. I was just relieved. Like, you know, I can sense a guy who's trying to act like a douche canoe from a mile away. I can smell him and I hate it. But this guy was a very, very normal dude who just, you know, he's young. I mean, he's younger than me. I think he's in his 30s still, but I'm so old. And he, that looks so cool, splashing up against the side. Come on. I think I might start making another one. I said I was going to see how big I could get, but hang on. But, like, I want some of them to be splashing up just like that. Maybe I should do bigger, though. I should go bigger. Okay. I'm up getting ready to leave for a little cousin's birthday party. Ooh, that's fun. That's a fun time. Yeah, nothing better than a good new guy. And my boss has had a really good track record. I trust her. I trust in who she has hired in the past. Obviously, you know. Yes, so a splash is going to go up here. The peak of this is I'm wanting to be about like right here, like right in front of them. Obviously, this is shaping more like a C, but I can see how I can like bend this. The peak is going to be like right here. And then I'll splash some around their feet and, you know, kind of figure out a cool way to make that look. Might be a little bit lower than that, but yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think this is a good start. I think I'm going to keep going and just make as big a one as possible. And then build smaller ones around it and just go from there. I sadly have to go. Woodsy, thank you for being here, though. I appreciate you. You're a legend. Yeah, so the idea is we're going to get this wave, to reach all the way up to them. I think it's promising, too. I'm happy with it. I wish I could build on camera a little bit more here. Sorry. It's just hard to like hold it out here and hold my arms up. My arms already hurt from working them out too much. Gonna try to be up for more weekday streams, I promise. That's just fine. That is the pre-work coffee hour. It's an hour before we start work. We play some Zelda. It's fun. I love this Tears of the Kingdom game. But if you can make it, that would be awesome. Good job. Take it easy, man. Have a good one. Bebo, what did Bebo ask? Your favorite Jedi? Wreath Silas. OG favorites are Plo Koon and Coleman Trevor for some reason. That's interesting. You don't say. Coleman likes Coleman. What? What a surprise. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Oh, this song, guys. This song. All right, I'm gonna tell on myself a little bit. Listen to the song. I've been avoiding Tears of the Kingdom because I like to experience games firsthand and I can't afford it right now. I understand that fully. I haven't really been watching anybody stream it either. Fully get it. Also, you hate me. Yeah, that's fine. I'm kidding. I know. Roran Korab was a really cool in the Tartakovsky series 2? I'm not familiar with that one. This song, it just brings me back, guys. Okay, so listen. I may or may not have had a vlog channel back in the day. I'm not going to share it with you. If you want to try to find it, it's out there. But these kind of songs, these copyright-free songs, these showed up in that quite a bit. This one in particular, and one I'm thinking of right now. One day maybe I'll share it if people don't find it themselves. There's actually quite a few videos on there I'm pretty proud of. I don't know if I'd call them traditional vlogs, but I really loved making videos back in the day when I had more time. Yeah. Or I've done it all. I've done vlogging. I kind of turned my vlogs more into documentaries by the end, taking a lot of inspiration from Casey Neistat, as we all did. But yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Whoa. Oh, shoot, it broke. Look how flexible. Snap. Actually. Ah, shoot. No. Oh, shoot. What did I do? Oh, the OG Clone Wars miniseries. Oh, yeah. Shoot, I just kind of messed it up. Crap. New non-lore dropping here, yeah. Yeah, I still have the ones out there that I'm particularly proud of. There's one in particular that is... How did this go? I just really jacked this up. Sorry. Okay, I think it's just like there. Okay. No, it's not there. I really messed this up. Crud. There's one in particular I'm really proud of where Mrs. Nodder got me for a Christmas present one year. Got me the chance to take a little class and then go up in the air and fly a plane for a little bit. Which flying planes was always my childhood dream. And I got to actually do it. And it was pretty cool. That's probably one of my favorite ones. I really like doing it. My life is just not that interesting. It was really hard to like find interesting things to do on a consistent basis, but I learned a lot about editing. Yeah. I've been thinking about a way to kind of let people see those, Koro. I've been thinking about like, I mean, again, they're on the internet. They're out there. They're just not under this name. It's like, it's got my government name all over it, which I don't think is a problem. I'm not hiding it. I just like, because like if the moment you try to hide something from people, they'll just find it. But yeah, it's really good. One of these days, maybe I'll just share it like in the Discord or something. Once it's out, it's out there, you know. I think I've scrubbed the most embarrassing stuff from it, so some of it's a little cringy. It was 2016, 2015, a little bit of 2017. Not my cringiest era. Really not. I've had way worse. I've had way worse cringy eras. Yeah. All I'll say is that it didn't take long after I didn't really issue a challenge, but Charles Cheeserton took it as a challenge to find me. And he did. So Charles Cheeserton knows my name. You know? My entire life has been a cringy era. I'm not interesting enough for someone to stalk or something. Yeah. Yeah, Chuck found me. But then in all fairness, he also then like gave me his name too, so that for just to be fair. He's a PI. I actually don't think it took him that long. I think actually, yeah. I don't have my phone with me. I'm pretty certain that if you just went on my Twitter. Do I have Twitter even installed on here? I don't even have Twitter installed on here. I'm pretty sure links to those videos exist on my Twitter because I promoted it on that Twitter. His name isn't Charles Cheeserton? Wait. No, it is. That's how we know. All I'll say is, once I learned what Charles Cheeserton's name is, it made a lot of sense. Foxy, good morning. Long time no see. How you doing? It just made a lot of sense. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm sure you thought the same of mine. It actually makes my username make a little bit more sense too. My whole life is a lie. Are you neither Small nor Levi? We riot if that's the case. That is unacceptable. Yeah. Sorry, I keep on building off of this. Katie makes sense for you, Cora. Katie's a great name. I can see it. He's about to get a very aggressive DM from Koro. Well, if he asked, I didn't say anything. I didn't say what his name was. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Trying to dodge the excessive heat one day and thunder and rain the next day. Foxy, where in the you don't have to give me specifics, but that sounds a whole lot like yesterday here. Really hot, then it got really cloudy, thundered, rained, like poured rain, cleared up, got hot again and humid. Now it's just hot and humid. I just love nicknames. I don't care if people know my government name. Do you think, so I keep on thinking about this about LutzCon. I really wish I could go. But I keep thinking about this. Do you think like when you all are there, you'll all just like use your gamer tags, your screen names? For some reason, I just imagine you running around being like Spooky, Koro, Lutz. Like, even though like I'm sure you'll all know your real names by that point, it'll just be like people going around you. Just something about that warms my heart. I can't explain it. It's just so great. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. Just something about it. I won't say it, but I do know Lutz's government name. Well, his first name, rather, as I'm sure all of you do. But it's like I could not see myself going around calling it. There you go. That's the one. I couldn't go around saying that, though. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Lutz. I'd have to call him Lutz. And just, I couldn't get around it. Sorry, I'm building off screen again. I couldn't do it, I don't think, though. Ugh. Breeding Spooky's freaking blog post. Man, I hate him so much. I don't hate him. I'm just jealous. Dang it. It is so hard to like... Spooky was saying like, oh, it's so hard to meet friends in my 20s. I'm like, go away. Like, just wait until you're mid to late 30s. Living in Texas. Trying to find friends for your kids whose parents aren't also just giant piles of absolute dog doo-doo. Like, I'm not devaluing your experience, but yeah, it kind of made me tear up too. Oh, it's on his Twitch panels. He's not trying to hide it. Okay, cool. Just being respectful, you know. I can only call him Nicholas when he's in trouble. Be like, what did I do? Nicholas? Oh, this one should have been... There's this weird, like, way you have to attach these. So a round piece can only go next to a square piece like this, because then you can move the square piece around like a little hinge, you know. There we go. Like that. But if you do two squares against each other, they can't pivot. So we can't make the little, you know, the little arch we need to. That's kind of what I'm going for, you know. I know everyone's name now from trying to get Peeps tickets for events, yeah. It's just so hard to get away. I think what I'm looking for, I would love to meet internet friends. Obviously, I would love to be there. What I'm also really like needing in my life is local friends as well. Because just it gets really rough to feel like you're alone in feeling the same way about things, in thinking about things in a similar fashion. That just gets rough, you know? That just gets rough. So it's just, you know, it is a hard place to be. Hard state to live in when you're not either an enlightened centrist or a I don't know. I don't want to use this white one yet. Sorry. I'll use this one. We're not an enlightened centrist or a right-wing nut job. So, like, yeah, eventually, obviously, I'd love to meet all of you. But then I would just be so incredibly sad that I can't just pack you up and bring you all home with me, that I would just be like, yeah, it would make me more sad. I'd be glad I did it, but I would just be sad. So the local stuff, yeah, it's a lot harder to come by. Yeah, that won't work. Okay. This is a kit or a custom add-on, so it is a complete, well, a half mock. I did deconstruct the Lego Death Star diorama to use the base, and a lot of the pieces here are from that as well. But essentially it's a mock, right? Not an official kit, not one that I believe they'll make anytime soon. I don't think. I feel like somewhere around the line here I got out of...
It's a roundhouse kick of hydration.
I got out of the pattern, so I need to get back on the pattern. You had a bit of a falling out with your best friend recently? Ugh. Been one of the hardest things ever, which is a lot considering the things I've lived through. That's rough. I'm sorry. Yuck. That's rough. Yeah, my childhood is full of that. I didn't have a ton of friends growing up, and every single friend I had, through circumstances that I believe were not in my control. I say believe because you never know if like somebody was mad at me for something. But through circumstances that I couldn't control, because I was a child, they always left, you know? Okay. I have, that's kind of cool. You can even reverse it. Isn't that great? Great. Are we the same person? Maybe. It's kind of sad. This is what gets me every time. Is like I found such cool people online. And don't get me wrong, I know you're full people. You're You're real. I get that. But it makes me sad that I literally can't pack up and move to wherever you are. You know? That's what gets me. Every time. Like, let's go. I really do need to get out of the state, guys. The state's not good for me. It's not good for my family. We need to probably get out of here. I'm trying. I need to make more of an effort again to get on Lego.com and apply for some stuff. It's just really hard to get your foot in the door. I don't even remember which end I started on. The wave does wiggle. Yeah, I hope the whole LootsCon thing becomes something semi-regular. Maybe later on I can make it happen. She was so supportive during my divorce, but she didn't. I didn't know you got divorced, Koro. I didn't know that. She didn't approve of my previous relationship. Okay. And she got married and I think kind of feels superior to me now. Oof, I don't know. And she lives next door to my sister and they don't invite me to anything. That sucks. So, I had a friend. I had a college girlfriend. Okay. She was horrible. She was the worst. But it was my first relationship. I was very naive. I didn't know how this stuff worked. A lot of my other friends told me this at the time. They told me that she's kind of a piece of crap and you should leave her. And to the point where like they just didn't want to even hang out with me anymore. And I was, I say I was young. I was in college, but for me in my stunted development, that was still pretty young. But there was one friend who was very supportive of me during that time and never really talked. Like, yes, he would say like, hey man, you deserve to be treated better than that. Like, that's not normal. Like, I don't know if you know this, and I didn't, but that's not a normal way to treat somebody that you supposedly love, like her treating me, right? And it being my first relationship too, I'm sure I didn't do everything right either. But he would tell me that gently, but he never gave up on me. He was never like, I'm not going to hang out with you. I'm not going to hang out with you and her. I think you're stupid. Like, he would just give me actual general advice. And that man is still my best friend to this day. Of course, he doesn't live here. He lives in somewhere way further up north. But yeah, he's still my best friend now because of that. Because he gave me good advice, but he didn't write me off. He understood that like I was just going through something at the time. And even though like that whole experience was like really crappy, I'm thankful for it. I'm grateful for it. It was good for me. I'm not sure if Texas is good for anyone, to be honest. Yeah. We're in the same boat in this state? Yeah. Did you recently move to Texas? I've been here for... My brain is hurting thinking about this. Trying to remember what year. Mrs. Nader and I have been married for about 11 years. I moved here probably the year before we got married. Since 2011. Yeah, about 12 years. I've lived here for about 12 years. And it really wasn't too bad until 2015. That's when 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 19, 2020, these are the years where I started kind of waking up to some things and having some different opinions than other people. And the first cracks started showing. So that's the thing. I didn't realize that I didn't really have any friends because I was surrounded by people, but people with conditions on us, that as long as you continue to attend, then, we were family. And so as I started having just, I didn't think it'd be wildly different opinions, but wildly different opinions from people, you kind of slowly learned is like, oh, we weren't really friends. Oh, okay. Not like my best friend, not like the guy who has stuck with me for all this time. Like, not like that. I dated my ex-husband for 5 years. Then 8 months into marriage, he was like, I think we made a mistake doing this. Holy crap, Koro. You dated for 5 years. They do say that first year of marriage is the hardest. That is what they say. I have a friend like that too, thankfully. She's been so amazing. It's great to have somebody like that. If I could, I actually came this close literally to living with this man as roommates. Sorry, just as roommates, probably. You never know. I came very close to living with him. And then stupid circumstances ended me in Tennessee instead. And I mean, that set a whole trajectory for me that I wouldn't be where I am now if that hadn't happened. I wouldn't be with Mrs. Nonder if that had happened. So it's good, but it's like we came really close to being roommates. We would have torn it up. I would have been an absolute heathen. It would have been wonderful. One sec. Somebody redeemed hydrate earlier. Did I hydrate? I don't remember. It is hard to find somebody that'll stick with you through that. Yep. That'll like say it like it is, but also not like throw you out, Excuse me. Out of all the people in college that I considered to be friends at the time, he is the only one who has stayed in touch with me. He's it. It's the only one. Like, yeah, I could probably do a better job too, but that's pretty much it. My best friend is treating me like a complete fool. I don't know. I'm not stupid. I'm just trying to figure things out. You're definitely not stupid. I was like that with someone else, but like he put so little effort back into the friendship, it was tiring. Yeah. I would always have to message first because he thought if I didn't message, I didn't want to talk. I can see myself more being on that side, Coleman. I don't feel like I'm a great friend. But I have like a couple, I can name like 2 people in my life that have kind of, well, actually 3 now. I feel bad because I do have a friend here. He just lives a little further away from me. He actually might even be in chat this morning for all I know. So I feel bad saying I have no friends. And meanwhile, this friend's like, right here, man. But it's hard to coordinate stuff when he's a little bit further away. Texas is big, Yeah, you definitely deserve better than that. It should be a good give and take. And I try to be a better friend now than I have been in the past. Just as roommates, probably. They were almost roommates. I don't know. Maybe we would have settled down together. Who knows? I love cooking and cleaning and taking care of my little house. Oof. Yeah. I'd love to be a little wife. My best friend said she was setting a boundary for herself by no longer talking to me about it, which I understand, but still hurts like a bitch. Oof. Yeah, that hurts. That really hurts. That's rough. Coleman would make the greatest wife. I agree. I'm telling you. Where was I? Why is that not? Oh, shoot. There we go. That's good. It's good. Let me lean forward a little bit more. Setting a boundary is like great, but like, oh, hey, there's loots. I just can't imagine Koro being the kind of person you'd have to set a boundary with, that you couldn't just talk to you about like, hey, so I've been struggling with this. Would it be helpful if we tried this? You know what I mean? Like, I just can't imagine that you would be unsympathetic if she just talked to you, you know? What's up, Nick? How you doing? We were just talking about real names. And I felt bad for doxing yours, but then it's on your Twitch panel, so. Good. Been listening as I'm waking up. Got a day to sleep in. Nice. Well, thanks for being here. Talking about how I just need to pack you up and ship you to where I am. Or vice versa. I have told my wife, at the end of the day, my ultimate goal is to, at the very least, get out of this state. One way or the other. To get out. I think we need it. How I'm going to accomplish that, we'll see. We'll see. I got a couple of ideas, but it's definitely not as easy as you would wish it would be to just kind of like pack up and go. Especially once you put a kid into the equation, you know. If we had not had a kid, we probably would have ended up leaving the state a long time ago. Probably around 2020. We've just been like, you know what? Let's just get out of here. Let's just go, you know? I heard the name Convo. I do share my first name, but oddly enough, very few people call me that IRL. I was talking about how, like, at LutzCon, I can just imagine everybody running around calling each other by their screen names, and it made my heart happy to think about. I don't know why, because you'd think it'd be more intimate to like use people's real names, but for some reason, no. Like, I feel like it's more intimate to use people's chosen names, you know? So then we got in our feels, you know? But you heard that part. I can't sleep in. I just can't do it. If I have a day where I don't actually have to go work, I immediately feel just... I can see a piece that I need. No, I can't change that. Okay. I just immediately feel like I'm wasting time and I should get up. That's why I am up at 5 a.m. on the weekends. Every weekend. I know. I'll be up that same time tomorrow. Tomorrow on Sundays I like to do like I'll usually like play a game for the first hour or so, and then after that I do what I call I have ADHD Sunday, where I put some headphones in with either music or a podcast. A lot of times I'm listening to Linus Tech Tips, their podcast from Fridays, the Weigh-In Show, and I will just basically walk around the house. I'll go walk around the house and I'll be like, oh, I've been meaning to do that. And I'll pick that up. Oh, I got to take the trash out. I'll take the trash out. I'll go out to the garage and I'll clean up my workout area and sanitize and just kind of reset it for the week. And I just basically allow my mind to just let it do whatever it wants to do. And I'll end up like sweeping the floor. I'll end up mopping. I'll do some dishes. But I don't have a plan. I don't have a checklist. I don't have anything. I just kind of like wander and let it it feels good. Like it just sometimes feels really cool to do that. And I just can't bring myself to sleep in. Yeah. I sometimes accidentally refer to myself by my username when talking in the third person. Clumsy says. That's funny. I usually wake up within the hour that I usually wake up. That makes sense, right? Unless I stayed up really, really, really late. Oh, you all are going to stay up so late at LutzCon. Listening to the stories of friendship was pretty relevant to me as well. You don't have a lot of like local friends? Spooky's, it all kind of came from Spooky's thing. That it's like, the online friends is great. Being able to meet the online friends is great. That makes me feel in my feels, but also I need a support system locally too. Whether that means I move or I find somebody here. It's just so important to like, how would I say this? I want to say, so correct me if I'm wrong here. I want to say it's so important to be validated. However, not just validated for validation's sake. I think there needs to be a healthier give and take in that. But like when you're just surrounded by people who don't think or believe the same way you do, and that's the only interaction you have with people, you can easily start to think like, am I right about this? Am I crazy? Am I it was a perfect example was I was talking in Spooky's chat the other night just about a conversation I had with someone, and I just wanted like some advice, and I was like, here's what happened in that conversation, and it was immediately like, oh no, no, you're not crazy, you're reading that situation correctly, you should get out. You know, like that was so helpful to me, because sometimes you know something, but you just need people to like, you just need to run it by somebody. That's it, you know? I know I'm not building on camera. I'm trying my best. It's so hard when I get into it. We don't have many local friends, no. There was a guy I work with that I got pretty close to, but then he moved to North Carolina. He's back in Indiana now, but about an hour away. If he lived nearby, I feel he'd hang out more often. That's kind of how I feel about, and he might be in here right now. Troy, are you here? Maybe not. He might be sleeping. That's how I feel about Troy. Troy's a great guy. He lives here. He used to live super close, and I feel like during look at that. During the time he lived close, I didn't take enough like advantage of hanging out with him as I should have. But he and I used to like just go to Fry's on a Saturday morning. And then he moved a little bit further away, and it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder to make things happen, you know. And I haven't seen him in a while. So what I need is like, you know, somewhere where I can make plans with friends on like a weekly basis, even if it's just, let's just go to this place. I'll go to a bar. I'm not a big drinker, but like if you just want to hang out at a bar and talk, no pressure, no like plans, we just kind of meet there. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Most of my human interaction happens with high schoolers due to my coaching. They are awesome, but it's not exactly friendship, nor should it be. Right? That's a good rule of thumb. Yep. So wavy. It's more malleable than I thought it would be, and I love it. I love it. My far from Denton. Denton's not too far away. Let me double check. Make sure I'm not gonna dox myself here. I'm pretty sure that my wife used to live in Denton. This is also the problem with, like, you know, quote unquote, the Metroplex. Is that, you know, even if people live here, it's hard to get to. It's about an hour. It's about an hour. About an hour north of me. If not more, because that's current traffic. If not more. Probably more. Lucky to have a couple people around to play tennis with a couple of times a week, but my close friends that I share everything with live out of town. I think it's fine to have like out of town friends, like, you know, like the guy I consider to be my best friend lives way far away, and we almost never see each other. But occasionally we text. You know, we don't talk every day, but anytime we do, it's a good time. He's a supportive dude. He recently got into a really good relationship, something I've really wanted for him for a long time. And he, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the guy that I thought would never get married is probably going to marry this girl. So it's just so cool. It's just so cool to hear. Mrs. Magoots made a close friend here, which has been great. And we had friends together several years ago, but they're unreliable, so we didn't stay friends. Yeah, that's also my bigger fear, too, is that, like, you know, I'll finally connect with somebody and we'll be on the same page, and then I'll like, let them down. But I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I've seen the value and I'm willing to work at it now, you know? Guys. Look at this. There's this bar there called D20 that my wife and I want to go to, that hundreds of board games you can play and chill. Why did I think that Mrs. Nonder sent me that in a TikTok or something? And she was like, this is in Denton, but it's super cool. Did that look cool? I mean, obviously, like, I'm going to have several of these. I might actually stop with this one and start on a new one, because I want to have, like, individual ones, so another one going behind it, and then smaller ones over here. I think I'm going to do the big ones first, though. That is so cool. The way that you can kind of, like, make it sort of smash against this is just really cool with how malleable that is. Okay, I think I'm happy with this one for right now. I'm going to set this one aside. I've recently gotten a D&D podcast, and we're dying to play some now. Yeah. I got to say, I tried my best at D&D. It's like I get it, but like also, I just feel like it wasn't for me. You know? But board games with a drink, that sounds like fun. So it's kind of the same idea that me and the missus are going through as far as church is concerned. We'd like to find a more progressive church. And one that isn't like super far away, because yes, we could like make a trek every Sunday, but then like we're not, if we don't have any of those people who are local to us, then it kind of defeats the purpose of like meeting people and becoming friends, you know, and being able to do stuff with them during the week. Our D&D campaign stalled again because 2 of the players had kids at the same time, basically. Yeah. The kids will do it, man. Board games just feel like less of a commitment, you know. I think. Even the longest one, it's not a long-running campaign, you know. We just had super reliable friends growing up, so it was too much when we'd plan these get-togethers, and they'd flake at the last minute. Like, what do we do now? Yeah, always tried my best not to flake at the last minute. I'd always be like a couple days before. I'm not a last minute flaker. I hate doing that. I would rather suck it up and like do something, even if I'm not looking forward to it, than stop at the last minute, you know. But I'd give you a week. I might give you like a week's notice. Might give you like a couple hours notice, a day, you know. But I do feel like I'm in a better spot now. Excuse me. And I'm willing to put in that work more so than I was when I was younger. I'm actually really interested in Dungeon World and other PBTA systems. Dungeon World. Last minute flake is reserved for emergencies now. Who says what an emergency is? That's a personal thing. Right. Everybody should be able to have the ability to be like, hey man, something came up. But if that becomes a pattern, and it's like, I'm starting to feel like maybe you just don't want to hang out with me, you know? I've never really had that happen to me. I'm more likely the person to flake than any of my other friends. Due to a myriad of reasons. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. You know? We all have our reasons. Oops, actually that can't be that one. Okay, I'm going to try to be a little bit more intentional on this one, of using more white the further up I go and less white at the bottom, because I want it to kind of feel like it's like foaming up, you know. If that ends up looking better than this one, I might redo this one, but this is a pretty good prototype so far. I hate last minute flakage. If you give me time to adjust the plan, then I'm fine. I understand. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever done I've probably done it a couple of times, but I don't think I've ever done the like literally I'm on my way. Oh, wait, never mind. Unless it was truly something that, I couldn't control. I've used this song in a vlog before too. I think you just hate me. What? No, I just don't want to hang out with you. There are a lot of valid reasons why somebody might flake. However, I still think, and speaking to myself, that that's not a good habit to be in, okay? You need to... the one thing I learned from the vid and on was that it's good for me. We were talking in team chat just recently that like COVID really kind of it answered all my desires, and that I always wanted to work from home, but then also at the same time sort of wasn't good for my social anxiety. I had kind of had it under control. Like I can go to work, I'm good, but then like it sort of flared up again with COVID. But I find that the best thing for me to do is to push beyond that. Because if I can push beyond that, then I'll be fine. And I should try to push beyond that more often, Our group of friends, quote unquote, were all people our age without kids. Thank you. They didn't have that excuse. It's a great excuse. It's just frustrating to block time off and then have things fall through. Yeah. I'd feel really bad if somebody went through a bunch of effort and then I just was like, no thanks, It doesn't help too that like Mrs. Nunder also has social anxiety as well. But it's proof that like prior to all this going down, we were much better at it before. And I think it's sort of like a muscle that if you don't exercise that muscle and work it out, you kind of lose it. I wouldn't know anything about muscles. Also, that group had known each other through college, so we were the newbies. Felt like we were intruding at times. Ooh, I hate that feeling. Ooh, I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling. Yeah. I actually I'm acutely aware of that type of feeling because I have been that guy where I'm like, I came into a friend group that had been established, and I'm talking for years, since they all went to high school together, right? And I was just a guy that I ended up working with one of the guys. And like they were fine. Like I don't think that they themselves did anything to make me feel that way. But man, I felt weird because they just have all these jokes, they'd have all these stories, and I'd just be like, that's cool, I met you last Tuesday. But this is another one of my friends that I would consider a very good friend who kept after me. He kept up with me. He really wanted to hang out with me because I don't know. He saw something in me. He told me years later. He's just like, I don't know. I just was drawn to you for some reason, and we are still friends to this day. He lives further away. This is a common theme. All my best friends do not live anywhere near me, which is sad. Kids definitely complicate things. However, I feel like we could find friends that are around our same age with also kids around the same age. That would be the perfect scenario, is finding friends who have kids around the same age. They don't have to be exact, so that they can also have friends too, and then we can be friends with the parents. The hardest part is finding your kid friends and their parents aren't just giant piles of dog poo. Like it's hard. Like the kid's fine because the kid doesn't know any better, But it's like, I can't let you be friends with a kid when I can't stand to hang out with their parents, because what do you think that kid's going to turn out like? What makes you think that kid's going to turn out any better than their parent? I probably wouldn't stop him from hanging out with a friend that, even if I didn't like the parents, but I'd be sad, I'd be sad. Dun, 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 dun. These songs bring back memories, man. My friends are the complete opposite. One's my neighbor, the other one is across the country. Yeah. You have a wide, diverse group of friends there, Clumsy. I mean, really, I don't think you need much more than like 2 solid, good friends. You could have more. I think a person could do more. But like I'm talking like core group kind of people that you know you can call on if you need them. Kind of people who would help you move. That's a friend. And guess what? I helped Troy move. So, in Texas, in the heat. So that should tell you something. Until he moved to his house, and then he hired movers, and I appreciated that. It was when he was just a bachelor, you know, living by himself. Now the man's married. It's wonderful. I actually really enjoy playing tennis, but I've never played before. How do you know? What is played in asterisks? What do you... Wait, are we talking about something else here? It's hard enough to find a couple that you enjoy. It becomes exponentially harder the more people you add. Yep. I just feel like there's got to be somebody out there. Present company excluded, because we all know we're already friends. There's got to be somebody out there who's like into Lego or into Star Wars. Just doesn't really say it. And then one day our paths will cross. They don't get me wrong. They don't have to be into that stuff. It's not a requirement to be my friend. But it's just like I would love to have some friends with like very similar interests, you know. I'm not that unique, right? Just carry Lego Star Wars minifigs with you. Yeah. I mean, I do have on my keys. I don't have them in here right now. I do have on my keys. I have a Lego brick on my keys, like a Lego brick keychain. So I'm always hoping somebody will see it and be like, oh, that's cool. I've also been trying to be a lot more vocal about when I'm meeting people IRL. And people ask like, what do I do for fun? I've started to be a lot more open about the fact that like, yeah, my biggest hobby right now is Lego. I both do some light collecting and some building. And I've done that at work several times, you know, during the introduction, like tell us something interesting about yourself. I just go for it now. I didn't really like hide it before, but I definitely didn't highlight it before. And now I just go, screw it. Like, yeah, I love Lego. You're gonna see it behind me in the Zoom calls anyway. You know? Let's freaking go. My best friend's husband is someone I went to school with from kindergarten, but I would not continue to be friends with him if not for my best friend. Yeah, I have some friends by proximity too that I don't think we would be friends if it weren't for other people pulling us together. But, you know, good people, just different people than I. I also had the bad habit as a kid of no matter who showed up, and I mean this is the same in relationships too. Things are probably starting to make a lot of sense. So if you were a boy,
Woo Lego, definitely my own message.
Thank you for the 100 bits. Definitely my own message. Definitely, I didn't make it. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. Star Wars and Lego are just so great. Yeah. See Coleman and I, we would literally be best friends. I mean, we can still be best friends, don't get me wrong. Just because we're not like local, we can still be best friends. All of my best friends are not local. So just keep that in mind. We can kind of take it easy. We can work towards it. I'm not in a rush. Make sure that this is right, you know. Anyway, as I was about to say, oh, you stole it from Coleman. Oh, wait, did Coleman's not work? Oh, it's mobile? I think you don't put a space between the cheer and the 100, but thank you so much for it. You don't have to do that. Thank you, Levi, for covering for him. Sorry, I didn't catch up on chat before I saw that. Oh, this has got to have. How high are we getting? Not quite high enough yet. How high are we getting, everybody? Not high enough. Let's see. Of the couple we hung out with the longest, we both enjoyed being around the husband much more than the wife. Yeah, there's so many factors that have been put into it now, right? Just so many things to consider. You're right. You got to worry about the wife.
Woo Lego 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Thank you. Lego 2, Electric Boogaloo. I love it. What was I saying? Thank you so much, Coleman. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. So a trend with me as a kid was to if you were a kid around my age at all, I would probably want to be your best friend, right? I was that kid. I was like that. Did we just become best friends? And the person would be like, no. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I was also probably a bit much to handle as a kid. So, you know. But also, I was just a kid. Lay off. Jeez, why are you so mean? Anyway, I'm gonna start incorporating some white into this so we can start foaming it up a little bit.
Woo Lego 3, the third installment no one asked for.
Thank you. That's a good one. Lego 3. Electric slide. I don't know. Oh. I actually don't need the white yet. Come on, get off of there. Whoa. Caught it. Caught it. I freaking love this, by the way. I love talking to you all. Anyway, so I was saying, if you were a kid around my age, we were going to be friends. If you were a girl around my age, I loved you. So I'm sensing a trend. I'm sensing a little bit of a trend in my childhood here of like maybe I tried a little bit too hard. You know? Maybe I came on a little too hard. And that's really, I mean, that's what ended up happening with my college girlfriend we talked about earlier. She just was the first person to ever show, well, not to show interest in me, but the first person to show interest in me where there was a possibility that I could actually act upon those feelings through circumstances, you know. So yeah, of course I latched onto her because that's just what I do. So now I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I really want friends, like local friends, but I'm picky. I'm much more picky now than when I was a kid, for sure. Probably because I've been burned so many times, because it turns out people are pieces of crap. You don't know it until it's too late. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm sensing a little bit of a trend there. I have to write that down if I ever go to therapy. I'm a great advocate for therapy, just not for me. Okay, we're going to start adding on, yeah, some of the white. We're getting up there. We're getting up there. I don't know how Lutz and Spooky cultivated such good communities. It's really amazing. It really is. It's amazing. It's rare. I think there's just some people who, I think we all probably attract what we put out, right? And I think there's going to be a moment in most people's lives where they get to decide what they want to attract. And I think when you decide that you want to attract good people and you start being a good person yourself, I think that just kind of naturally happens, you know? We see what we put out. We attract what we put out in the world, the energy that we put out. We all have our methods of therapy. It just isn't always talking to an actual therapist. I think that is correct. I don't think everybody needs to, sit down on a couch, but I think I probably need to. I think I probably need to. I've always felt this way about, okay, I'm going to talk about something just a little bit gross for just a second, but it's going to make sense, okay? Stay with me. Don't bail, okay? If you're sensitive to vomit language, you can mute for a minute. I'm not going to get too descriptive, though. I promise. I know, and it's been this way almost my entire life. I know when I'm going to throw up. I don't know if anybody else feels this way. I've never had a throw up emergency. I've always been sitting there, laying there, and going, okay, I need to go do this. I need to take care of this. And it can be a traumatic experience sometimes. So, I feel like I have to prepare myself, And so I can see it coming, like a mile away. I'm like, all right, this is happening. And my body, for just some reason, gives me this period of grace where I'm like, okay, it says, like, you understand what's about to go down here. I'm like, yep, I do. And lets me prepare. I get to, like, put a little towel down so my knees don't hurt, and I get to just kind of, like, prepare myself. And then finally, when I'm ready, I can do it, right? I feel like it's going to be that way with therapy. That I know there's something deep down in my mind that's telling me, dude, you should take care of this. You know you need to. And as soon as you do, you're going to start to feel better. You don't really actually realize that you feel bad right now because you keep pushing it down. And I think once I actually release that, accepting your fate. Once you release that, I think you're going to feel a lot better. That's the stage I'm in right now. That, and it's going to be hard to find a good therapist, I think. I don't know. Maybe not as hard as that's probably a coping mechanism, saying, oh, well, I don't know a therapist. Get over it. Get over it, dude. So cool to think that I could essentially make a circle this way too. But yeah, I think that's kind of what it's like for me personally. For me personally, that's what I'm kind of feeling, is that little urge to be like, you need to do it. And your mind is kind of coming to terms with it. And then finally, you'll do it and you'll feel better. So just do it. Okay. Dude, this is so cool. Now I got to figure out how to, like, get these things connected. Look at that. Yeah, I got to figure out how to, like, best connect it at the bottom, but I'll figure that out. I think this one, like, yeah, because see, this one's, like, going inside that. So it can kind of form a little, like, S. And this one... There might be one more, like, right here. Oh, jeez. That scared the crap out of me. Hi, good morning, Mrs. Nonder, and probably Zeke. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I can hear him out there laughing and going, yeah. Good morning, bud. All right. What time was it then? It's only 8:22. Excellent. Look at how it just, like, goes. I don't know if here. The way that this is able to, like, go like this inside of that is just so cool to me. I like that. If I can nail this part of the wave and how it's, like, crashing over, and how it connects here, then this is gonna be awesome. I am, like, really happy with this so far. All right, so these ones are good. These are great prototypes. I'm thinking this one is probably, I think this one looks better. I think having it start blue and clear and then end with white. I could probably do more white for more like a seafoam kind of look. End with more white at the tip, I think would look really, really cool. Can I just connect these? Maybe. We'll see. Maybe I can just connect them. We'll cross that bridge when we get here. Everybody's saying hi, Zeke. It's so cute when they goes out there and she puts me on the TV and she does the Swedish Viking and I hear him just sing along. He just goes at the very end. He goes, yeah. Oh, there he is. What's up, dude? Hey, you want to show everybody the planets? Let's do it. All right, so he saw a YouTube video the other day, and it showed him how to build planets. So he came in here to Daddy's collection, and Daddy built him some planets. Okay, start with the first one. What's the first planet? The sun. The sun's not a planet. The sun's a star, right? Bring it over here and show it. There's the sun. I need to work on my sun a little bit. It's a little too square, but it looks great, bud. Should have started with one of the better ones.
Mercury.
Mercury. Cool. Everybody's saying hi. What's this one?
Venus.
Venus. Yep, we got puppies too. Biddy. Oh, there's Smokey. Smokey. Up here. There's Smokey.
You can see Betty from there.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. All right, what's next?
Earth.
Earth. Here, come right here so they can see it. There you go. There's Earth. Nice. Okay. Try to get the mic a little closer. Can you all hear him?
Mars.
Mars. So cool. Oh yeah, you can hear him. Okay. I can hear Mrs. Nodder hear him out there.
Jupiter.
Jupiter. What's that red spot on it?
That spot, the red storm spot.
The red storm spot. Cool. Yeah, a little ice cap on Mars. That was a detail that I put on there. Because I've learned so much about Mars from raising this kid. From NASA. I learned about Mars from NASA. What's that? Okay, so can I see the Saturn for a second? I want to redo Saturn because I was in a little bit of a rush. When he came to me with that, I was like, sure, we'll make a couple planets. Oops, I just broke it. I'll fix it. Don't worry. Don't worry. When he came to me to do it, it was like, I don't know, like 6 o'clock maybe. And he usually starts winding down for bed around 7:30 to 8. And so I was like halfway through the planets and I'm like, can we finish the rest of these tomorrow? He's like, no, you got to do them all. So I think I want to work on Saturn's rings a little bit more sometime. Sorry, bud. Hang on. I'll fix it. Don't worry. Don't worry. There you go. There you go.
No, I can't hold it.
Yeah. Can you hold it right there? There you go. Yeah, it's a pretty cool idea.
Saturn.
I rushed through the execution. I think I could do a little bit better. It says Saturn looks sick.
What Saturn does it look
Not sick like sick. Sick like awesome. They're saying it looks good. They like it.
I thought it was sick got owie on it.
No owies. No owies. It's just sick. Okay, what's next?
Uranus.
Uranus. Wow, that's cool.
Uranus.
Yeah. And then here's this one. Right here.
It's over
Let's sneeze.
It's Neptune far away from the sun.
Neptune. He said Neptune's far away from the sun. Sorry, I had to sneeze. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take my planet.
You're going to take the planets out there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he puts his hands on his hips all the time. I don't know where he gets it from. They're a little small. The Razor Crest is never going to be able to land. Yes, they are a little small. I didn't want to take my entire Lego collection to make full-scale planets, you know. He's happy with them, though. This kid just loves planets. I'll work on the sun a little bit more. It's a little bit too square, isn't it? So all of them are in the same scale. So I thought I could just up the scale a little bit to make a bigger sun, and I didn't get the scale quite right. But also it was close to bedtime. So unfortunately, we play Lego a lot right before bed. So I was in a little bit of a rush. Ooh. I don't know why I'm sneezing a lot. Will Zeke grow up to be a Pluto truther like us? We just watched a documentary or an episode about Pluto last night. I'm of the opinion. He will say Pluto is a dwarf planet. It is a dwarf planet if you call Pluto a planet. Hey, Zeke, is Pluto a planet? No, it's a dwarf planet, is what he says. So here's my thought, though. You should just do the Star Trek thing. You should just have planet classifications on a scale of like A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So like Pluto could still be a planet. It's just a class F, you know? Well, but Lutz, it makes sense when you see the reason why they demoted it is because they found so many other objects that were like bigger than Pluto. That couldn't be considered planets, and so it was weird to like consider. They were very similar to Pluto in the fact that they're like orbiting a bunch of rock. They're vaguely planet shaped, and maybe one day, millions and millions of years, they will be planets. Like, but it kind of makes sense. Like, have you ever seen Haumea? Tell them about Haumea. What does Haumea look like? It looks like an egg planet. Have you ever seen this? I didn't even know this existed before I had this kid. Okay. Hang on, let me find a Haumea. So as they're finding all these other objects out there, Haumea. They're finding all these other objects out there. It's shaped like an egg. What's that? Oh, Jupiter? Jupiter?
The moons are on Jupiter, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto.
Yep.
That's why I have the Jupiter's moon.
He just listed Jupiter's moons right there, everybody. This kid is so smart. But yeah, like it's shaped like an egg, like an oval, and so there's just all these other things that they had to be like, well, we can't really call this one a planet, so we'll qualify it as a dwarf planet. I think this term is not going to be this term here, dwarf planet. I don't think it's going to be around for all the time. I think we're going to have different classes of planets.
One more.
Oh, what is it? Is Pirate Eggs in here? He was earlier. I'm not sure if he is now. And it's ironic because it was named after. Yep, there's Saturn. Cool. It was named after Haumea from Hawaiian mythology because she was the goddess of fertility, and it looks like an egg. So, you know, it's poetry. It's like it rhymes. I would much prefer they just do a classification system. That way we can call them all planets, but they're a class F planet or whatever you want to call it. I think the term dwarf and dwarf planet, it's not it. I don't think it'll be that way forever.
I don't know what's the last name. Oh,
the Mallway, the hallway mall scene. That was a pretty good one. Iapetus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of. Is that a moon?
Yeah.
Is that one of the moons of Jupiter?
No, of Saturn.
Of Saturn. Sorry. Yeah, Saturn. I should have known. Okay, I'm gonna keep building. Okay. All right. Little space. I literally have learned so much about space from this kid, and as I was also a kid obsessed with space, I didn't know half of the stuff that he knows now. He'll just be like Saturn. He'll just come up and be like, Saturn and Jupiter are gas giants. And last night I asked him, what kind of gases are they made out of? And he goes, mostly helium. I'm like, how do you know what?
Earth has 1 moon.
Earth has 1 moon. Wow. Okay. What else is cool about Earth?
It becomes ball.
It becomes a ball?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are going to go get, hey, mommy wants you to go up there so you guys can go get donuts. You going to go get donuts?
Earth has Luna.
Earth has Luna. We call the moon Luna. Yeah.
And Mars has Phobos and
Mars's moons are Phobos and Deimos, folks. I'm only repeating because I'm not sure if the mic's picking him up. Oh, okay.
dogs. Don't break my planet.
They won't break your planets, I promise. Are you going to go get donuts? Okay, I love you. All right. Yeah, last night the donuts phased him, but this morning he's too interested in his planets. It's adorable. I can't even. All right, let's I have a whole lot of pieces here still. I think I'm going to be just fine on pieces. So I'm going to start making some smaller scale waves cuz I think we need some. Donuts. I've got moons to talk about. Yeah, this kid knows about Phobos and Deimos, of which are translated into fear and anxiety, I think. Phobos is fear. Deimos, I think, is anxiety, if I remember. I'm not usually too fazed by children, but your kid is so cool. He is awesome. I don't know how we got so lucky. He is just the coolest kid in the world. He's a handful. I'm literally losing my hair because of that. It's not. That's just my advanced age. But he's worth every bit of it. He's wonderful. Oh, can I show you all something? You want some more wholesomeness? Hang on. He made this for me for Father's Day. With the help of Mrs. Nonder, of course. But Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I don't think you're ready for this, okay? She asked him questions about me. And he wrote it down. Or he told her and she wrote it down, obviously. He's not this great at penmanship. Mrs. Nonder has such great handwriting, though. Oops, wrong one. Here, I'll show it down here, okay? So he did write his name. There's Zeke right there. When asked my age, he said that I was 31 years old. She asked him, what's his favorite thing to do? Play Lego with me. It's adorable. Like, that just gets me, like, right there. His favorite sport is go outside and play soccer. It's the only sport that I play. His favorite food is, this is a great one, spaghetti with the cheese. And she said he said cheese. He's talking about the Parmesan cheese. I do really love spaghetti with the cheese. So he says, with the cheese. He is really great at Star Wars. One time he asked me, I was trying to do one of his games for him. And because there was a part that he couldn't get at, and I wasn't doing too great at it. And I was like, getting a little frustrated. And he goes, Daddy, are you good at video games? And I said, no, actually, I'm not. The cheese, yes. Oh my gosh. Daddy is funny because he spells poop. I did teach him how to spell the word poop, and he can do it now by himself. And it's always going to be, I'm going to tell him when he's 18 years old that the first word he learned how to spell was poop. It's going to be great. My favorite thing to do with Daddy is play Lego and build spaceships and power balls and some planets. mind you, we just built those planets the other day. We hadn't really built planets up until then. So this kid is like omniscient or something. He knows somehow. Play Lego, build spaceships. Powerballs takes a little bit of an explanation. So in Dallas, there is a tower called the Reunion Tower. Reunion Tower has a ball on top of it, and it slowly rotates. We're gonna take him in there one day, because he knows that you can go up in it, and he really wants to. So we're gonna do that someday. But we were driving through Dallas like a year or so ago, and it was at night, and so it was all lit up, and he just goes, "Whoa, that's a Powerball." And it's just like, okay. And so now he calls it the Powerball. So every time we build something, he wants me to like build a little tower with a ball on top, and he calls it the Powerball. It's adorable. I love it when Daddy plays Star Wars. Touche. We do. Oh, you should see him do the Force thing. So we'll be like pretending to like lightsaber fight or something, and then all of a sudden he'll go with the Force, and I'll go Wah! And get pushed back. It's amazing. It's so cute. I gotta get a picture of him just doing that to the camera. It's amazing, and he'll just giggle and giggle and giggle. It's so great. I know my daddy loves me because he says he does. He trusts me. He's like, of course he does. And I love my daddy because I love him, and because, and that takes a little something to explain as well. He's in his why phase, and I do my best not to do the because, but he must have picked it up from me. And so I would ask him a question next, and he'd be like, I'd be like, why are you doing that? And he would just say, because. And I'm like, Zeke, we don't just say because. Like, why are you doing that? And so then one day I finally told him, it's like, every time you say because to me, I'm going to say because, just to get him like out of that habit. And so now we always just go around saying because to each other. Anytime anyone in the house now says because, we say because. It's just something we do, you know? But this was adorable. This is like the greatest Father's Day gift, I think, ever. It's beautiful. Mrs. Nodder is going to work on a little frame for it for me. She laminated it just to keep it safe for now, but she's going to work on a little frame for it. It's my favorite thing. And she said she might do it each year to kind of show how he's like growing and changing and thinking, and she's wonderful. She's great. All right, let's work on some waves again, shall we? So cute. What the hell? It is adorable. It's adorable. I don't know what I did to get so fortunate, but must be doing something right. Don't know what it is. I don't remember the rest of these lyrics, but I must be doing something right. Do more white on this one. Who needs friends when you got a kid like that, right? Not me. Couldn't be me. It makes you just want to give him everything, right? He's going to be so spoiled, but it's like I can't help it, you know. You good? Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Making my lonely ovaries yearn. Yeah, he has that effect on people. That's that effect. Let me tell you though, you're completely as valid of a person without kids as you are with. And I'm telling you right now, it is the hardest thing in the world. It's so hard. And the baby stage is nothing compared to 3 years old. We're at 4 now. which I've heard is also like hard, but not as hard. So many people spent a lot of time telling us about like, ah ha ha, you'll never get to sleep again. Like, enjoy your sleep now because that baby will keep you up. Ha 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 ha. So funny. But what they didn't tell you about is that that stage is actually pretty easy and it's not that long. But he was 3 forever. He was 3 for what has felt like a lifetime. Along with all those challenges and all of that kind of stuff, he was 3 for a long time. So just settle into that. And I tell anyone who is like, I don't know if I want kids, I tell them, then just don't. Like, if you are not 100% sure, like, try not to. Got to help prepare for the ingredients for the graduation. Your graduation party. Wait, Clumsy. Are you graduated? Congratulations. How did I not know this? You're probably already gone, but congrats. Okay, cool. You're still here. Congrats. That's a huge deal. I'm proud of you. Such a fun time, graduation. So cool. Life begins now. I wonder if that would look cool. I think I'll just leave it like that. Okay. All right. My small wave kind of got away from me a little bit. I'm thinking about doing a couple of different styles now. So I'm thinking about putting, I want to check something. Let's see. Okay, not there yet. I keep on checking for Spooky because I'd love to raid Spooky when he starts streaming. So I think I'm going to start over here. Start with kind of a similar idea, but on a more, what'd you call it? 2-dimensional. There we go. So that's going to be like a little wave right there, right? And I want to have it kind of... I should be able to... So the waves are kind of going like this. Let's make a couple of these and just see what it looks like. I don't want it to look too mechanical. Maybe like right in here. I want to add texture to the water down here because I don't want it to just be, oh, wait a minute. That might actually be really great. This might actually be really freaking cool. Let's try that again. Whoa. Come on. This is probably going to take me a couple of streams, I think, to figure this out. Shine through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Andy. Now, how come that didn't pop up on screen? Where did you go? Hello, Raiders. Andy, how the heck are you? How's your build going? Last I saw, you were working on like a, there was like a river and some mountains, like a landscape, right? Beautiful. Thank you so much for the raid. Hi, everybody. I'm Nonder. Welcome to the stream. On Saturdays, we do Lego streams. And I'm a little bit of a fan of Lego and Star Wars, if you can't tell.
Hello there.
I don't know how you'd be able to not see. Jenny, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Currently, we're working on my own creation, the Duel on the Death Star ruins. Here's what we got so far. And currently, the piece that is going to just tie it all together is the water effect. So I'm playing around with waves. I ordered a whole bunch of translucent pieces, and we're building flexible waves that we can use to kind of have it splash up on the surface like that. So, thanks for being here. I appreciate the raid. And I hope you'll stick around and have a fun time, okay? If you gotta go, if you've been with Andy for a while, I understand. You gotta go to bed, you gotta go get some water, you gotta go get your day started. It's early for me, so I completely understand. Thanks, Jenny. Yeah, it's coming together so great. I haven't built my own stuff in a very long time, so I was a little hesitant to get started on it again, but the moment I started, it just all came back to me. It's like riding a bike, you know? Has been some of the greatest streams I've had in a while too, have been doing this. We've talked about everything from making friends and how hard it is to make friends to talking about stuff my kid made me for Father's Day. Just a great time. A great time. All right. So right now I'm working on smaller waves down here to add a little bit of texture to the water. And I think I'm achieving it. I actually think my light might be too bright now. Hang on. What do you think? It's like nearly 2 a.m. I was tearing down Rivendell. Did you finish building it? And you're tearing it down? Do you not have any place to display it? I get that. I've kind of run out of space myself. I got a little bit. If you want to send it to me, I could display it for you. You know, I could put it right where that helmet is, so every time you watch the stream, it could be right there. I'd be willing to take that hit for you if you want. Yeah, so last time I watched an Andy stream, you were working on like a landscape, but I did see in your Discord where you got that Rivendell, and that thing looks awesome. I don't think I'll be getting it because I just don't have room in my life for a lot of different for much less than I got to stick to one theme, one theme at a time. Yeah, I know. Set's built as selling the house. You're selling your house. Hopefully to move into something bigger. What an ugly set. Yeah, you should just get rid of it. Gross. That's the first thing I thought when I saw it. Bebo caught on to it. He knows what you're talking about. He's like, just gross. Just give it to me. Just downsizing. Okay. That's valid too. In this economy, downsizing is probably what most of us should do. You'll notice that, like, you know, I used to, on this stream, build a lot of official sets, and I just, one, can't afford to do it anymore. And two, I have this whole collection here in these drawers that I should be using. So that's why I started building my own stuff again. And I have not looked back yet. It has been a lot of fun. Look at that. Let me bring this up so you can see the texture a little bit better without the glare from the lights. So I'll do that all around the bottom section here to kind of get the water lapping up against, and then the big wave starts about right here, and we'll continue up from there. Hey, it's Lars. Good morning, Lars. Or afternoon, as the case may be. How you doing? So yeah, until something drastic changes in my life, I'll probably be maybe not downsizing, but not increasing the size of my collection at all, that's for sure. Using what I got. Because I'm very fortunate, so like I don't need to have more. Okay, I like that. I like that. Oops, sorry about the focus there. Lars, how the heck are you? I hope you're doing well. I know you just had an interesting time. Ooh, finishing up figuring out my PC setup after its update. Oh no, did you get Windows 11? I wonder if I could get in there. Could I get in there with this little piece here? Do you think it'll let me? Now, what do we think about this tactic of the lapping waves? Are we sold on it? I want the texture, right? I want it to be... Maybe we'll play with a couple of different styles. Okay, it's not going to let me do that, though. Okay, cool. You probably got a lot of restarts in your near future. I understand. Give me that. Also, would like I kind of want like a motion to it as well. I'm big on like when I'm doing stuff like this, I want it to look like a moment in time, right? I want it to look like frozen in time. There's an action happening. So like the more action you can get in it, that's like you can tell what the motion is supposed to be. That's what I'm going through. That's what I'm trying to achieve anyway. Okay, I'm gonna try just a couple other tactics. I don't mind this. I think that this gives nice wavy texture to it. But I want to try a couple other things first as well. It'll be similar. Like, what if I just did? That might be the best course of action for that one. You know what? I think I'm going to stick with the motion. Okay. So I know I said I was going to play with another tactic, but I'm feeling like I kind of get what I need to do now. Sometimes that's all it takes, you know. You start playing around with like a different way and you immediately are like, oh no, the first way I was doing it, that's the way to go. Geez, are they back already? I guess the donut place isn't that far away. Oh, I hope she didn't try to text me or something. Okay, no. You always got to check. Did you miss a text from the wife? Because you were too busy building Lego? Happens to the best of us. Jeez, you hear those dogs? She's like, come on. Why are they going so crazy? I don't have mine. See, this is my only problem using my phone for this. Is like, this is a great camera quality. I love it. But like, being able to use my phone for anything else is difficult. I was going to check the front door camera. Because that sounds like them. But like, that also sounds like they're kind of freaking out over Ashley's mom. Like that's kind of how they act. That isn't usually how they act when they get back. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Dogs. Who knows? Who knows? Oops. Should probably go this way. Yeah, that's them. Okay. I don't know why those dogs were being so extra about it. Maybe. Yeah. If I pushed you like this. Yeah, I think if I pushed you like that, I should move you up. Just a little bit. There you go. Okay. I love the focus feature that I can put on this. We're a little bit empty back there, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The light is really glaring off of these pieces more than I thought. They look a little bit better in person than they do with the streaming lights on. I mean, you can tell a little bit better on this camera. I mean, we're doing stuff here that I just don't know if they intended for Lego to ever be able to do this, you know? Oops, it broke. Whoops. So cool. Okay. I quit obsessing about that. All right. So if these are going to start kind of here, I just want to fill in the rest of this down here then. Actually, can I go ahead and like leave you? Yeah, I could leave you hanging there. I'll still figure out how to attach those better, but you know. The water is going to be such a focal piece that I'm really hoping I nail it. It'll probably take some tweaking, I can imagine. Maybe even some tweaking off camera of just kind of piddling around with it until I nail it, you know? Okay. This one. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, the dogs were going crazy, almost like your mom was here. I don't know what was up with them. I guess they just really missed you. Okay, we're gonna fill this part in. Whoops, whoops. Ride the wave. You know what? Because I don't think this will be seen down here, I just want to... Yeah, much better. Add a little stability to that wave. Ooh, I wish I could. Okay, so this one right here. Dark blue. Whoa. White. They were straight up howling, yeah. Which I'm used to when it's like your mom. I mean, I expected them to bark when you came back, but not like that. Like, row, row. Okay, I think that's good. Now I should be able to sort of... Ooh, I can't curve it any more than that. Okay. What if I start it right here? I don't want there to be a noticeable gap underneath. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Like that. Okay. No, stay. Stay. All right, I definitely need some... Let's go translucent with that. Come on. Ah, keeps falling apart. Okay, so can I move this here to sort of get this to stay where I want it to? Try to use these pins to sort of lock it in place. Ooh, that worked. It's wobbly. It's not perfect. There'll need to be another way to actually attach the wave itself, because it's just kind of sitting there. Okay, so if it's kind of coming this way, I need to start building up here a little bit more. Maybe we'll take the smaller one we've been working with. Yeah. And it almost just fell right in place there. Till I messed with it. I mean, yeah. Okay. I don't hate it. Hold on to that thought though. Hold on to that thought. Do I dare? Okay, what if I made this now? Okay, I think this is in the way. Shoot. Ah, shoot. Come on, you fell into place earlier. Okay. So, like, it's too precarious to just let them sort of sit there. Although, like, the Millennium Falcon just has pieces that just sit on top of it as well. So it wouldn't be out of the question. The problem would be that I'd want to display, I'd want to do this to take pictures of it or to let you kind of see what that's looking like. And I mean, I guess it kind of looks like I'll be able to do that. Maybe not so bad. I'll find a better way to attach it, though. That's later me's problem. Call him later non. I do like how that... I like how that fits right there, though. I kind of like that it's not, like, attached. And so it has a better... Like, there's this angle right here that it might be hard for you to tell. But there's an angle that it's at that you're not going to be able to achieve if you actually attach it to something. That's what I'm going to tell myself anyway. This is so cool. I have to see. Okay. What if we put another one here? And yes, one right here. I'm going to get a little closer for you so you can kind of see what I'm working with here. Hopefully that'll focus on the right area. Ooh. Put one right there and right there. Okay, here we go. It's not done. Don't get me wrong. It's a little... Oh, gosh. That's the idea right there. That the wave comes up like right close to them, almost obscuring them. Gotta say, looks epic. Great mocking. Got a raid and run. That's fine. I'm spent. I completely understand. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate the raid. You're awesome. I love the little Lego community that we're building here. Always cool to meet more builders. Okay, so I think it's not done. Don't get me but I think I'm on the right track. That's what I really wanted to make sure that I could figure out. Check something real quick. Spooky is live, finally. I think that's where we're going to end for today then. I think we made great progress on this so far. Let me do one more. Let me do one more pan to the camera so that we can see what it looks like right now. And I'll come back and take a screen of it in a little bit. That's essentially it. Still lots of work to do. But the idea is here, I think. The idea is solid, I believe. The waves are a little bit too distinct right now. I think I want to try to connect a little bit better. And obviously work on stability. Stability is going to be key. Because I want to be able to like just pick this up and move it anywhere. And not have to worry about pieces falling off. So stability will be the next thing. And then I'm going to put probably like one more wave right here to kind of fill up the rest of that. Which is a shame you don't get to see some of my Greeble work back there. But you know what? I'm willing to take the hit. You know? Okay. So that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I'll get some thank yous here as we shut things down. I am going to go raid one of my favorite streamers, Spooky Deer. In fact, let me go ahead and get him queued up here.